Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Scary Shorties wouldn't exist without you, the fans. Please like and follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen, and share the show with your friends to help us grow. Thanks, guys. It Only Got Worse. Written by Drew Grimm. Read by Drew Grimm. Detective Charles Sullivan stood in front of the two-way mirror to interrogation room 3B, sipping his coffee. It was his 7th cup since he was called into the station around midnight. It was now 6 a.m., and he still needed more caffeine. The day had barely started, and it was already the weirdest and most stressful he had ever had on the force. A group of mass killers, or possibly cultists, rampaged through Dunbridge, New Jersey last night. They had at least 7 mass killing incidents spread out over a 20-mile radius. The body count wasn't even tallied yet, but it was big. The news was going to explode soon. To make things even stranger, the FBI was coming to interview the only witness they had so far. Sitting inside room 3B was Marcus, the mortician Rossetti. Any other day he would have been a huge get, found outside a blown-up department store covered in blood and surrounded by dead bodies. But this day was different. Marcus was getting complete immunity for the last 24 hours. All he had to do was tell the FBI everything he saw that night. Marcus sat in the detention room and sipped a Coke. His mouth hurt, but he was desperate for sugar. He was pretty sure he had a few broken ribs and possibly had a blown-out eardrum. The cops were strangely being nice to him. They let him clean up and get some of the blood off his face. They also got him the soda. Apparently, the old-timer Bella drove to the hospital was a retired police officer. He must have been popular, because Marcus was practically greeted at the police station like a hero. The family lawyer was already waiting for him. Very few things in life surprised Marcus anymore. But when the family ordered him to cooperate with the FBI about last night, Marcus thought this night couldn't get any weirder. Detective Sullivan stood by the mirror as his partner Jonesy approached. "They hear ya?" Sullivan asked. "Yeah, they're coming in now," Jonesy replied, sneaking a glance at Marcus. "I heard he whacked his old man," Jonesy whispered, as though Marcus might overhear. "Yeah, well, I heard he's got more bodies than the Iceman," Sullivan whispered back. Special Agent James Antolini and his partner Stephen Embers rolled into the station like a typical set of feds. They seemed to own the place and began giving orders immediately. They didn't have time to waste. They would be debriefing the deputy director of the FBI in 7 hours. Marcus was rubbing his sore jaw when the feds showed up. 2 agents dressed like typical G-men, Marcus thought. They wasted little time setting up their recorder and delivering some paperwork to Marcus. "This is your immunity deal, Mr. Rossetti. It covers the last 24 hours. You tell us everything about what you witnessed, and you are completely absolved of any crimes committed during that time period." Marcus signed the paperwork. His father must be rolling in his grave, Marcus thought. "All right, Mr. Rossetti." The agent turned on his recorder. "Your sister drove away and took Mr. Jackson to the hospital. What happened next?" Marcus looked at Agent Antolini straight in the eyes. "It got worse. Way worse," he replied. Marcus readied himself. Going back in through the front came with risk. He didn't really care if the Purple Hawk was waiting for him, though. If Big Boy was waiting in ambush, it would save Marcus the time of hunting him down. Marcus had 4 in the chamber. He would only need 1. Marcus stepped over the broken glass and breached the department store. He didn't have to worry about protecting anyone now. He could hear his dad in the back of his head. "Careful, Marky. Everyone loses someday." Marcus did the obvious and followed the blood trail Purple Hawk had left for him. It was leading deeper into the store. The lights were on, but it was eerily quiet. Marcus could smell smoke now. Something was burning. It was stinging his nostrils. He didn't have to wait long to see where the blood trail was leading, or find out where the smoke was coming from. As he rolled into the electronics section, Marcus found exactly who he was looking for. The big guy had ripped his one piece down around his waist. He had also dragged his friend along with him, the one Marcus dropped first. He had started a fire with whatever merchandise he could gather. And Marcus noticed that the motherfucker had actually cauterized his cuts with a Little League bat he heated up. Holy shit, Marcus thought. The closer Marcus got, the stranger things ended up being. At first, Marcus thought the big guy was crying over his buddy. He was still wearing the mask, but it was half pulled up. It needed to be. Purple Hawk was eating. Agent Ember stopped the recording. "Mr. Rossetti, we just want to confirm off the record. You personally witnessed cannibalism, correct?" Marcus gave Agent Ember a slow head nod yes. Agent Ember hit play again. "Please continue, Mr. Rossetti." When Marcus got within 10 feet, he had full view of what was going on. Purple Hawk was on both his knees. His friend was laying in front of him on his back. His stomach was ripped open, and the big man was eating his intestines like sausage. "Hey, big guy, you having a snack there? Do you talk? It's just us in here now." Marcus was shocked when the Purple Hawk answered him. "You ruined the heart. You ruined everything." "Yeah, I have a tendency of doing that." When Purple Hawk stood up, Marcus could see he was tatted with strange symbols. The fucker was 6'5" and over 300 pounds, Marcus thought. He should be playing left tackle for the Eagles. Instead, he was standing in front of Marcus, about to take his last breath. "My brothers will be here soon, but I don't need them," Purple Hawk said matter-of-factly. "Face me one-on-one. No weapons. Just body versus body." The big man sneered and beat his chest. Marcus leveled the shotgun. I'll take that under advisement. We can circle back to it later." Before the giant could charge like a bull, Marcus blew his head off. "Thanks for telling me about your friends, asshole. Tell my dad I said hi." Marcus walked over to the 2 dead men now. He wanted to take a second to observe if his eyes were working properly. Purple Hawk's fire was still burning, and the smoke was becoming a problem. "How long is it going to take before the sprinkler system Marcus couldn't have timed it better. Water started to spray from the ceiling now. Marcus used his foot to turn the big guy over on his back. He wanted to take a look at the weird symbols he had tatted on his body. He also noticed the big man was, well, deformed is the best way Marcus can describe it. Agent Ember stopped the recording again. He pulled out some pictures and showed them to Marcus. "Mr. Rossetti, can you confirm if any of these were the symbols you observed?" Marcus studied the pictures and nodded yes. Both agents shot each other a serious look. Thank you, Marcus. Can you explain the deformities now? Marcus thought about it for a second. Well, it kind of looked like he had tiny mouths on his body. Tiny mouths, Mr. Rossetti? Yeah. Tiny mouths. I don't know if they were like surgical. I didn't have time to contemplate it. It was some weird shit. Agent Amber nodded and then started the recording again. Marcus, wet and bloody, considered slipping out the back. His dad's voice echoed in his mind. I don't like this, Marky. Never linger when you spilled this much blood. But curiosity got the better of him. If more of those assholes were on their way, he wanted to leave them a surprise. He just needed to hit the beauty supply section and grab all the hairspray he could find. Joey Sandbox had taught him the art of improvised explosives years ago. Both men had done time together in Southwood State Prison. Enos pulled into the parking lot and barked orders. His boys hopped out of the minivan and started to distribute weapons. I want their bodies for consumption. Bring them back to us now. If the threat is still in there, I want his fucking heart. The four men, armed with knives and axes, bolted for the J.C. Penney. Enos would stay behind to observe for police. They needed to move fast if they were going to make it back in time. When Enos noticed poor Dylan still lying in the middle of the parking lot, he made a judgment call. Fireman carrying the body wasn't hard. The boy's blood had mostly drained from his body by now. No worries. It was the heart they wanted anyway. When Enos finished loading Dylan into the van, he slammed the door shut. The sound was almost as loud as the thud of Marcus's shotgun when it smashed over Enos's head. Surprise, asshole. You're a terrible lookout. I mean, you had one fucking job and you let me sneak right up on you. I would have loved to put one through your chest, but I don't want your friends running out. Not until they find my gift. You're not the first prick I've beaten to death, Marcus said, taking a big overhead swing to smash the lookout's skull. He wanted to finish him off without alerting his buddies. What Marcus didn't expect was for the lookout to catch the blow mid-swing and rip the shotgun from his hands, tossing it away. The man began to slowly unzip his one piece. In a night full of weird shit, what Marcus saw next took first prize. Agent Ember stopped the tape. Tell us about what you witnessed when he revealed himself, Mr. Rossetti. Well, I could see his heart beating through his chest, and it was big too, like the size of a human head. His chest was translucent, his heart was pulsating, and well, it was kinda glowing blue. Agent Ember jotted something down before glancing up at Marcus and asking, Did you notice any mouths like the last suspect? Marcus hesitated for a moment. Yeah, and, well, I could hear some of them. It sounded like they were singing together. The two agents exchanged another look. Thank you, Mr. Rossetti. Please proceed. The remainder of this interview will not be recorded. Marcus was not used to getting manhandled, and now it had happened twice in one night. His dad mocked him. Always bigger fish somewhere, Marky. You should have stayed in your pond. The freak show kept slamming Marcus into the van repeatedly. If Marcus thought the Purple Hulk was strong, this guy was downright inhuman. He couldn't take much more. The repeated impacts were already making him dizzy. The freak show finally stopped to pick up Marcus by his collar. "I will eat your heart tonight, Mr. Fancy Suit, and your soul." "Oh, yeah? Just one thing. Has it been 10 minutes yet?" "What?" The J.C. Penney erupted in a fiery explosion. The blast was big enough to knock both men on their ass. Marcus knew this was his only chance. Summoning every ounce of strength, he got to his feet and lunged on top of Freak Show. With all his might, he drove his hand down into Freak Show's heart. It felt like plunging his hand into jello, Marcus thought. Freak Show screamed in agony, the mouths all over his body joining him in a chorus of pain. Marcus struggled to steady himself, aware the blast had left him with a nasty concussion. "Screw it. I'll just take a nap here for a second," Marcus muttered before collapsing in the parking lot. Marcus walked out of the police station around 8 a.m. The family lawyer Archie was waiting for him outside. "Hey Archie, how come you weren't in there with me?"
"Part of the immunity deal. The FBI wants to limit certain information leaking out."
Archie handed Marcus his phone and opened the door to the car he had waiting for him. "I think I want to walk some, Archie. Get some clean air. It's been a long day."
"Whatever you say, Marky. You go rest up now, kid. You did real good."
Marcus walked a few blocks before pulling out his phone. He dialed the contact of the only person who ever mattered to him. "Hey, sweetheart. I know you wouldn't answer. It's okay. I just wanted to let you know I was okay. And, I need you to know something. No matter how much you hate me, if you're ever in trouble, I don't care how far away you are. I don't care what it was. I'll always come. I love you, sweetie. Be safe." Marcus hung up the phone and tossed it into a trash can. He wondered if the FBI knew he wasn't being completely honest. The mouths on his chest told him not to worry. Then they began to sing.